Obviously, very, very disappointing result. Disappointing because it's obviously broken our league record where we haven't been beat at home in 2 years and a couple of months. So obviously it's been a bit of a fortress here. We started the game poorly, first 10-15 minutes. Lack of mentality, lack of personality. Deservedly went 1-0 up. Then we reacted really well. Probably should have got ourselves back into the game before half time with the chances we created. But again, we didn't work the goalkeeper nowhere near enough. Then obviously we're pushing for the equaliser early second half, and then there's probably 3 or 4 goals that I can't explain in terms of decision making and individual errors. I haven't got to explain them. Obviously, when you put the highlights out, it will show exactly the goals that we conceded. You know, I can't legislate for that in terms of management or coaching. It's one of them days where, you know, I've been there before and I've been on really, really good runs, and the wheels have, for whatever reason, in a game, the wheels just come completely off. You know, today the wheels come off the gearbox, the engine and the exhaust. But I'm experienced enough to know that, you know, I'm not going to panic over that result, but there will be changes. Yeah, look, we haven't performed well for 3 games. That's me being honest. And I did a piece after the game last week, and that was kind of me putting it across to the players, to the supporters, to everybody who was there, that we aren't performing well. We won 2 games, but we didn't perform well. And it catches up with you. It catches up with you. And that's my experience in the game. You know, if you're not performing well, then you can have days like that where, you know, the opposition, fair play to Summertown. I thought probably in the last kind of year and a bit, I thought they were well organised, played in a shape. But again, we've gifted 3 or 4 goals there, and they haven't had to work hard for the goals. I think we've given the ball away 3 times in our 6-yard box for them to tap home. So changes need to be made. I have to look at it. We have to reset. I have to reset. You know, I've not gone into the changing room ranting and raving. I've put my point across to the players that changes need to be made, and you know, whether that's personnel, whether that's we have to get back to basics. We might have to do that moving forward. So obviously, you know, we got Jay over the line yesterday. He wasn't available today, but it's good to see him up the ground today, watching the game. What he made of that, I'm not sure. But he's a very, very good player, and we need, you know, it's on me as a manager. You know, I've taken my time. We have had to replace Levi. That's, you know, when somebody of that quality leaves the football club, you can't replace it. Probably, you know, I think, you know, Levi is probably one of the best young players that I've worked with in the last 10 years. So to replace that quality of player was going to take a little bit of time, but I think Jay coming in will give us a big lift and give us a massive presence up top, both pace and behind. Technically very, very good footballer. But I think moving forwards this week, I have to really be true to myself now about the direction we need to go in. And maybe we've gone away from a lot of what we were very good at first season in terms of being an up and atom football team. Playing the opposition's half, squeezing high. I feel at the minute we're caught a little bit in between. So I've got to get my message across to the players better in training. And maybe I've just got to go back to basics and say, look, and say this is a Rich K football, Southam United football team, and what are we all about? Deep down, what is my philosophy and what are my principles that I know win football matches and, you know, will hopefully allow us to obviously kick on. So I'm going to go and have a big think. As much as the players have put in a disappointing performance, you know, I'll never shy away from obviously fronting up in front of the camera on a poor, you know, very heavy defeat today. And also, moving forwards, I've got to make some big decisions.